Welcome back to Fog of Work. If you've ever felt like something is deeply wrong with how we live, you're not alone. From the moment we are born, we're handed a script. Follow the path, go to school, get a job, make money, buy things, be happy. That's what we are told. But the more we follow it, the more hollow it feels. We do everything right, and yet the satisfaction never comes. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the lie that defines modern living. We're taught to chase things: a bigger house, a newer car, better clothes, trendier gadgets. The message is simple. You're not enough as you are, but you could be if you just bought one more thing. Every ad, every screen, every store quietly whispers the same lie. You're only valuable if you're consuming. And so we chase. We earn so we can buy. We buy to feel better. We feel empty, so we chase again. It never ends, because it was never meant to. This system doesn't want you satisfied. It wants you obedient, hooked on hope, addicted to upgrades, spending your life chasing something you were never meant to catch. It starts young. You are sold toys, then status symbols, then dreams of luxury. You are made to believe that happiness lives in a showroom, or a shopping cart, or a brand logo. And when you realize the purchase didn't fix the emptiness, they tell you it's your fault. You bought the wrong thing, try again. This isn't about joy, it's about control. A cycle of manufactured desire that keeps you working, spending, and staying distracted. This lie doesn't come cheap. You pay for it with more than your wallet. You pay with your life. Most people spend their entire adulthood working to afford a lifestyle they barely have time to enjoy. Wake up in the dark, commute, work, commute, microwave dinner, collapse, repeat. That's the reality for millions. All in service of bills, brands, and empty comforts that lose their meaning the moment you get used to them. Even our downtime has been hijacked. We are too tired for anything meaningful, so we escape into screens and shallow entertainment. A scrolling feed here, a delivery app there. It feels like rest, but it isn't. It's a slow drain, a silent erasure of your potential. And the few days we get off, we spend them trying to buy the happiness we were promised. Shopping, spending, overbooking every moment in the hope that it fills the void. But the void remains. In a world obsessed with more, quality dies quietly in the background. Products aren't made to last. They're made to be replaced. Furniture falls apart after a few years. Electronics stop working the day after the warranty expires. Even the clothes on our backs are designed for landfill. But it's not just stuff, it's how we live. Fast food instead of cooking, swipe culture instead of relationships, surface-level conversations instead of connection. We move through life like it's a race, not a journey. When everything is disposable, we stop seeing the point of care. Why repair when it's cheaper to replace? Why invest in anything when everything is temporary? We lose the art of patience, of maintenance, of slowing down to appreciate what we have. And it leaves us restless, always hungry, always needing something else to feel whole. What we do to things, we eventually do to people. Our relationships become transactional. If someone isn't useful, we move on. If we aren't performing, we fear being discarded. This is the logic of the system. If you produce, you have value. If you don't, you disappear. That's why so many suffer in silence. Why burnout is worn like a badge. Why loneliness spreads like wildfire. We've been conditioned to see struggle as weakness and vulnerability as a failure. So we keep pushing, pretending, isolating. And when someone breaks under the pressure, we call them lazy, unmotivated, broken. But maybe the truth is that they are just human, in a system that demands something inhuman. No wonder mental health is in crisis. We are surrounded by people, yet we feel invisible. We are constantly connected, yet starved of connection. Once upon a time, having one good thing was enough, a tool that worked for decades. A pair of shoes you repaired, not replaced. A home filled with items that held stories, not price tags. Things were slower, simpler, not perfect, but grounded. Life wasn't measured by what you had, but how you used it. Objects were companions, not commodities. They aged with you, carried meaning, and reminded you of moments rather than trends. Now, we are told enough is never enough. That stillness means you are falling behind. That satisfaction is laziness. But real peace comes from knowing when to stop. When to say, this is enough, I don't need more, I just need to live. The joy of enough is not loud or flashy. It doesn't compete. It settles in quietly and says, "You're okay. You have what you need." It gives space for gratitude, for presence, for intention. That kind of life still exists. It just doesn't get advertised because it can't be monetized, because it can't be packaged and sold. You won't find it on billboards or in influencers' posts, but you might find it in a worn-out chair that's still comfortable, a homemade meal, or an afternoon spent with no agenda. Of course, not everything from the past was better. Modern life brought access, safety, and convenience. But those gains came at a cost. Disconnection from value, care, and intention. The joy of enough isn't about rejecting progress. It's about choosing progress that serves us, not consumes us. Enough isn't scarcity, it's liberation. The good news? You can step off the treadmill. Not all at once, not easily, but it starts with a decision to stop letting others define what matters. Decide to stop chasing. Decide to question the script. Decide to value your time more than your status. Choose real experiences over curated ones. Choose what lasts over what sells. Choose depth over distraction. Reclaiming what matters means pausing long enough to ask, do I actually want this? It means choosing fewer, better things. It means investing in relationships instead of resumes. It means measuring value by what brings peace, not prestige. It might mean owning less, doing less, earning less. But what you gain in return is clarity, a sense of control that doesn't come from domination, but from direction, a life that feels like yours. You start to rediscover joy in the simple things, conversations that aren't rushed, meals that are prepared slowly, time spent without productivity looming over your shoulder. You remember how it feels to be present. You might notice yourself daydreaming again, creating without needing to monetize, listening without checking your phone. These aren't luxuries. They are the building blocks of a real life, a human life. And no, it won't impress everyone. But maybe the goal was never to impress. Maybe the goal was to live, to feel whole, to be awake in your own life. You were handed a script. Now you get to write your own. This isn't just about objects. It's about everything. About how we measure success. About how we treat time. About how we relate in the world around us. The system will keep shouting, keep selling, keep distracting, but you don't have to listen. You don't have to obey. You can choose a slower life, a smaller circle, a simpler routine, and in that simplicity, find something rare: peace, presence, meaning. Thanks for watching Fogelwork. If this message speaks to you, you're not alone. There are others out there questioning the same things. Subscribe, explore the channel, and join the conversation. Let's uncover what's real. Start asking better questions. Start choosing what matters. And most importantly, start living like you mean it.